Where you at?
That's my house in CD South.
Right. All right. Well, okay. Tell us your version of the story.
All right. Well, so after that, we kept shooting guns, and we drank the rest of it.
Start from the top. You're at Escalante.
Yeah, we're at Escalante. We show up, we're all just hanging out by the campfire, drinking, hanging out. He passes the bottle of tequila around, puts it down, whatever. We go shoot some guns, and he comes over and asks us, hey, please quit shooting some guns. You're scaring my dog off. And we're like, yeah, no problem. That's fine. And so we quit shooting guns, come back to the campfire, and we start drinking more. We finish off his bottle of tequila. He goes to bed. He went to bed. We finished the bottle of tequila off, and then we started shooting the guns some more.
Right.
And pretty much he didn't really appreciate that and kept asking us to stop, and we pretty much told him that we weren't going to.
Right.
And that he should camp somewhere else. And by this point, the cops had already come to our campsite because they heard of a high school party up there. And we talked to them, and they're like, oh, no, you guys are all right. We just were making sure there wasn't a bunch of high school kids up here partying. So They left us alone. And then as the night went on, some of my other friends started to mess with Glenn a little more, like shaking his tent and whatnot. And I think I'd gone to bed by this point. And then I thought it was all good. We offered him money the next morning. He's like, no, don't worry about it. Stuff like that.
Right.
And he posted all that stuff on Mountain Buzz, and I probably said some things that I definitely should have. I got all fired up on him and got carried away talking shit and pretty much got bit in the ass by it.
Right, so what happened is basically you boys got drunk, took it a little over the edge, and now it's kind of catching up with you.
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like a real jackass. I definitely should have checked myself and not done any of those things, said what I said, and I feel real bad that I had to put a lot of people in some hard situations.
Well, there you have it, straight from Connor's mouth. Well, things happen. Time heals all wounds. I think a good apology goes a long way, and hopefully everybody can go paddling together and be friends out there.
Yeah, I would really like that.
Well, we all know guns and alcohol don't mix, and hopefully by the time we arrive in Colorado for CKS Fest, which is the 17th, 18th, 19th of May, I think, CKS Fest. It's always the start of the season for me, and I can't wait to get out there, but hopefully by that time everyone is friends and having fun on the river. Enough about that. Let's talk about Lunch Video Magazine. Here is a short bit of a segment from J.J. Shepard on Tibet, which is one of our best contributor segments for this issue, and we look forward to seeing it. Until next week, hook your meat.
Don't get your hopes up, advice I try to ignore, 'cause without high hopes I'm bored. Yeah, it seems.
A big part of, I guess, why I like traveling and exploring is the whole journey kind of concept.
For me, the most exciting thing about paddling in Tibet, just being in a completely different environment to anywhere else I've ever paddled before.
I think I was even more shocked by the liveliness of the Tibetan culture that still exists. I mean, of course it has been devastated by the Chinese, but whereas they managed to persecute them for years, they've not managed to kill the human spirit and the religious kind of beliefs which is deeply rooted in these people. And they've still very much retained large parts of their culture.
I'm really keen to just get out there and explore, and for me, as much as about being on the white water, I'm really keen to see new places and to get into some tight valleys and visit some new people.
We've actually found there's just, especially in the area around the Great Bend, there's so many small tributaries, so much classic paddling.
Getting around in Tibet has been awesome, really, and good old Chinese government went and put roads absolutely everywhere, up all the rivers.
So we could pretty much drive to every river in our own truck, and the ones we couldn't, we could hire a 4-wheel drive Dongfeng.
Yeah, and which was more scary, the driving or the river?
But I shouldn't be surprised to wind up in.
Paddling in Tibet is world class.
Development's destination has to be Acropolis, elevated education. I proceed with perseverance and ignition sequence operational. Groundwork and guidance engaged, tracking automatically. Remarkably mechanical, metropolis machinery. Targets locked on, communication complexity. I orbit poorly populated planets frequently, demonstrating deviating aeronautic aviation at disposal or discretion. While remote research facilities fuel intrepid exploration. Subsurface brainstorms, demobilized domination. Cause can't affect, reflex regeneration. Manifold and multiplex autonomy, overloads escape capacity. So the idiom done the heads disconnect and the logic's logo.